Hey guys, a while ago I launched a Patreon page. You can support the channel by becoming a patron, which will help me out massively, and in return you can get benefits like having your name mentioned in my videos and early access to upcoming videos. Check out the link in the description below for more details. If you don't want to become a patron, that's perfectly fine, and I'll still be uploading videos as normal. Martin Scorsese's gangster epic The Irishman is based on the book I Heard You Paint Houses by Charles Brandt, which is the result of a set of interviews Brandt had with former hitman Frank Sheeran. The book is highly expansive and covers a wide range of events, from Sheeran's childhood, his time during World War II, labor union wars, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and much more. Naturally, the film cannot cover every event mentioned in the novel, and so many juicy stories are left out of the film. One such scene is one which I feel might just be the most brutal scene in the entire book, and had Scorsese put it into his movie, might have been the most disturbing scene of his entire filmography, rivaling the torture scenes of Casino, where there is a scene where a character's head is crushed in a vice, and another where two brothers are beaten and buried alive in the desert. This story concerns the gangster Sam Momo Giancana, who is in The Irishman briefly, with the film telling us that Giancana helped John F. Kennedy become president by rigging elections for him to help his ascension. To the mob's surprise, when Kennedy became president, as the film tells us, one of the first things he did was to go after the mob, and his brother Bobby Kennedy was made chief counsel for the McClellan Committee, where he grilled and taunted organized crime members for a period of several years. One of these men he questioned was Giancana, whom he stared into the eyes of and declared, "You are the chief gunman for the group that succeeded the Capone mob." Giancana laughed and took the Fifth Amendment, to which Kennedy responded by saying, "I thought only little girls giggled, Mr. Giancana." I Heard You Paint Houses takes a break from this to briefly build an image of just what kind of man Sam Momo Giancana was, in which the brutal account that I mentioned is situated in. The book says, "When Bobby Kennedy made that remark, he certainly knew that Sam Momo Giancana was notoriously sadistic in the methods of his murders. In December 1958, Giancana had ordered the brutal slaying of Mr. and Mrs. Gus Greenbaum in their Phoenix, Arizona home. After they were both tortured, their throats were slit. Gus Greenbaum was an associate of Meyer Lansky. Greenbaum had succeeded Bugsy Siegel as the head of the Flamingo Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas when Siegel was murdered. At the time of Greenbaum's murder, he headed Sam Giancana's Riviera Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Giancana suspected Greenbaum of stealing. By having Greenbaum and his completely innocent wife tortured and killed, Giancana was sending a message to all those who worked for him to follow the rules. In 1961, Giancana repeated the message to his crew. William Action Jackson was a 300-pound loan shark who worked for Giancana. Jackson was suspected of being a government informer. He was taken to a meatpacking plant and hung on a 6-inch steel meat hook and tortured for 2 days. Jackson was systematically beaten, cut, burnt, shot in the knee, and shocked with a cattle prod until he died. Photographs were taken of Jackson. All the men who worked for Giancana in his vast criminal empire, ranging from Chicago to Las Vegas to Dallas to Hollywood to Phoenix, were required to view the photographs. You can easily see a Martin Scorsese gangster film containing a scene like this, perhaps in a quick-fire flashback scene, but as Sam Giancana was not a major character in the movie, and as Scorsese has mentioned, he was done with excessive violence after his film Casino, it makes sense that this scene is not in the movie. But if it was, it would have sure as heck been a memorable one. Thanks for watching.